Hello everybody, my name is Leanne Elliott and I specialize in yoga for sports. With me today is Niku Low, one of my regular yoga for sports students and a fellow triathlete. Today you're going to need 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, that's fine. You can use a book or 2 books, 2 cans and a yoga mat. We look forward to moving with you on the mat. So today we'll start in a seat. If you need, you can put a block between your feet. Nikki will show you how to do that now. Other way, longwise. There we go. And I'm going to just sit down and do part of this with you. I'll show you from the front. Nikki will show you from the side. So we're going to come to a seat, bring the hands to prayer in front of the heart. And let's just bring ourselves into this moment as we prepare to move through a series of asanas or yoga poses to help stretch out and release a runner's body. Take a nice deep breath in. A big sigh out. Start to blink your eyes open. Let's start with some seated cat-cows. Draw your elbows into the ribs. Birdwing out the arms and stretch through the chest, the pectoral muscles, countering that running motion. The exhale will round forward. Tips of the fingers touch. Lift your sit bones off the heels. Round, look towards your belly. Inhale, hands to prayer, sit bone back to heels. Open the chest. Stretch out the front line. Exhale, round forward. Fingers touch, sit bones off the heels. So you get that stretch into your quads. One more, hands to prayer. Open the chest, lift. And exhale, round forward. Lift the sit bones. Round, broaden through your upper traps. Hands to prayer, sit bones down. Inhale, reach your arms overhead sideways. Lengthen. And it's a lateral stretch to your right. So the right hand down. Reach your left arm across. Press the left sit bone into the heel and reach. Straighten the arm. The palm faces down and slide that left shoulder blade down your spine. Inhale brings us back through center. Lengthen, lift. So we're getting a stretch to the side body here, but let the shoulders kind of relax away from the ears. Exhale, lateral stretch to the left. Left hand down, reach your right arm across. Keep the shoulders stacked. Nice, Niku. Breathe. Press right sit bone to the heel. Inhale, back through center, lengthen. Exhale, hands through prayer. Place the hands on the mat in front of you. Roll over your toes and find a forward fold. So ground your feet firmly into the mat. Generous bend to the knees. Exactly, palm to elbow bind. And we want to stretch out the whole back line here. We're going to play with releasing the hamstrings and the back of the calves. So Niku's going to bend one knee at a time as he straightens another. Stay still. Still. So he's going to bend one knee, straighten the other leg. Bend and straighten. Just so you get the stretch at the back line of those legs. I know those get tight when you run. Let the crown of the head be nice and heavy. 2 more rounds of breath here. Deep belly breath. So breathe all the way to the bottom of the lungs as though you would when you were running. And at the end of the second breath, we're going to release the arms. Generously bend the knees and roll up the spine, almost stacking each of the vertebrae one at a time to stretch out all the muscles at the back. When you come all the way to the top, it's a shoulder loop up, back and down. The exhale breath tucks chin to chest. Lead with the crown of the head as you roll down your spine. Once again, he's getting into the multifidus muscles, those which run along the full length of the spine. Come all the way down, let the arms get heavy. Then one more time, bend the knees, generously roll up your spine slowly. Nicely done. All the way up, shoulder loop up, back and down. Exhale, tuck chin to chest. Round down, leading with the crown of the head. Let the arms get heavy. Breathe. Pause for a moment. Your next in-breath is going to walk your hands forward to a down dog. So Niku uses blocks underneath his hands. It's a great place to use the books. And what it does is it helps give more length in the arms so we can bring more weight to the heels. So generous bend to the knees for me, Niku. Lift the heels. There we go. And we're pressing the chest towards the thighs. And he's going to stay here for another 2 rounds of breath. And what we're trying to do is we're stretching out the chest as we press the torso, we've only got one of those, back to the thighs. And you'll have your knees as bent as you need. So this is more for medicine for the body than it is for Instagram. So do what feels healthy and safe for your body. Okay, now we're going to move to a low lunge. So his inhale breath, he's going to step his right foot between his hands. Like most people, this will probably happen where your knee overshoots your foot. Please be mindful of that. Rather walk your right foot forward so that the knee is above the heel. We don't want to injure our knees, especially as athletes. Okay, as soon as this becomes load bearing, it does become dangerous with time. So from here, this is his low lunge. His inhale breath, he's going to reach his arms up, interlace all 10 fingers to the back of the head, draw the elbows towards one another so that we broaden through the back of the shoulder girdle. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale, draw the hips forward so we get a nice stretch to the front of the left hip flexors, your psoas, the left quadriceps. One more breath, draw the elbows, lift the sternum. The exhale breath, he's going to release his arms as he straightens out his right leg to a half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. There we go, left knee down. There we go, he's going to flex the foot. But now, naturally, this right hip's going to want to pop forward. You're going to pull the right hip back, the left hip forward, and find your stability in the hips. Here we're stretching out the right hamstring. Heart towards the toes. Take a nice deep breath in. Smile, it's not that bad. I know it feels bad, but it's really not. Okay, bend the knee. Make sure those left toes are tucked. Inhale's a high crescent lunge. Now we're going to lift the arms. Really focus on squaring off the hips. And when you're ready, it's going to turn into a revolved crescent. So the right hand's going to go forward, down, and back, left hand forward. And we're twisting through the thoracic. So Niku's got this perfectly. He's got his hips stabilized. His crown is above his tail, and he's twisting, getting a little bit of movement into the tight thoracic spine. Release, high crescent. Place your hands onto the blocks. So frame the right foot, step back, downward facing dog. We're going to take that to the left. So it's a nice full breath in here. Exhale completely. This time we're going to step the left foot between the hands. Nicely done. Lower the right knee down. See, Niku's got this under like perfectly as it is. Okay, square off the hips. Inhale, reaches the arms up. Interlace all 10 fingers on the opposite, the uncomfortable interlace. We're looking for balance in our bodies. Draw the elbows towards one another, broaden through the back of the shoulders, lift the sternum. Nicely done. Inhale, get a little bit of height in the hips. Exhale, soften down. So as we come forward, we stretch more into that right psoas. Nice deep breath in. Release, Ardha Hanuman, half split. So release the hands to the blocks. Straighten out the left leg. Flex the foot. Plug the left hip into the hip socket. Perfect. Lengthen the chest. So you'll notice when you round the spine, you actually lose a lot of the stretch in the back of the hamstring. So we want the hip squared off and this beautiful long straight spine. And that's going to give you the targeted muscle of your hamstring in the stretch. One more breath here. Release, bend the left knee. If your right toes aren't tucked already, tuck them now. Catch your mat, it's all good. Inhale, reach your arms up, high crescent lunge, float your right knee. Make sure this right heel is lifted and the toes point forward. There we go, beautifully squared off hips, engage your core. The left arm forward, down and back as you find your revolved crescent to the left side of the room. There we go, lower frontal ribs to spine. Breathe. Relax your shoulders away from your ears, perfect. One more. High crescent as you're in. Lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Release. And from here, we'll take 3 rounds of breath in child's pose. Niku's going to lower his knees down. He's going to keep his hands on his blocks so he gets that opening, that stretching of the chest. Sit bones back towards his heels. It's quite nice if you've got a sandbag or if you're at home, one of your kids or your partner, to just press into your glutes, your lower lumbar or your sacral plate. One more breath. How are you doing there? Downward facing dog. Okay, so now we're going to start getting into the upper body, the back of the legs. So walk your feet together. Big toes, heels touch. Bend your knees a lot. Knees to the right. Straighten your right leg, ground your right foot. There we go. And look up underneath the right armpit. And what we're doing is we're now opening into the right side body, the ascending side. One more breath here. Back through center. Okay, let's send the knees to the left. Straighten the left leg, ground the left foot. There we go. We're looking up and underneath that left armpit. Release. Downward facing dog. So I got this from one of the yoga workshops I went on a few years ago. I've loved it ever since, to release the upper thoracic spine. So we've all seen in African Grey when they do that little head banging thing. We're going to do a version of that, but in our down dog. So the arms stay still, the legs stay still, and Niku's now going to bounce around in his chest and just release the upper thoracic spine, the fascial tissue around the thoracic spine. 3 rounds of breath here. And then come back to stillness. Press your torso towards your thighs. Walk the feet together again. This time, make it quite a short dog. So you want your heels on the ground. We're going to get into the calves. We're going to press that left heel down as we raise the right leg. 3-legged dog. We're going to square off the hip. So rotate this right outer hip down. Perfect. Nice deep breath here. Press that left heel into the ground and you'll feel a stretch at the back of your left calf. End of the next round of breath, we're going to a half pigeon. So right knee to the outside of the right wrist. Your foot is vertical. I like to bring my heel towards my groin. Please be very mindful here of any pain in the knees. Any pain in the knees, you'll come out instantly. Okay? Yeah, exactly. The foot's quite vertical. The top of this left foot points back. And once again, we're working at the squaring of the hips. So the right hip forward, left hip back. Perfect. It is quite nice to relax the muscles completely. So Nick is going to take the blocks, place them underneath his chest so that his torso is relaxed. The muscles aren't trying to support him. And he's getting a deep stretch here into glute max on the right side. We'll stay for one more breath. The next in-breath, we'll walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Place the hands to the blocks. Tuck the left toes. 3-legged dog is his in. Downward dog is his X. Wiggle the hips, let that go. Have some fun. Write your name with your tailbone. Okay, come back to down dog. We're going to do that to the other side. So walk the feet together. Press that right heel down. And you might make your dog incredibly short for this. The in-breath will raise the left foot, 3-legged. Press the right heel down and you'll feel the stretch here, the back of your calf. One more. Exhale the left knee to the outside of the left wrist, half pigeon. There we go. Top of that right foot to the mat. Make sure the toes point back. And then come to fold forward. Give your body the support it needs. And then you'll see on this side, his left hip sort of floats up. So we're looking here to lower the left hip. There we go. We want to get into glute max to the left side. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, can you lengthen the breath to rest us into our parasympathetic nervous system, that one of rest and digest. One more breath. You're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the right toes. 3-legged dog is the in. Down dog is the X. Take a nice deep restful breath here. The exhale breath, we'll lower the knees down and find our child's pose. There we go. Keep the hands in the blocks, stretching out the chest, the front of the body. So I find when we run, we often round forward quite a lot, the shoulders round. So we're just going to do some work to open up the body. The next breath, we're going to come roll up our spine, staying in kneeling, roll up the spine. Now bring your knees hip width apart. So what that often looks like is it's 2 fists between your knees. Your feet, your ankles and your knees align. Okay, so because this is yoga for sports, we're not trying to get a perfect pose, but we are going to work with opening the front line now. So we're going to take Ustrasana or camel, but it's a palm to elbow bind. From here, we're going to lift the sternum up and then open the chest. So the lumbar spine has something to rest on. There we go. Hug muscle to bone on your quadriceps. Almost spread your sit bones apart here. Lift the chest and then lean back and lift. Smile at me. Terrible time to laugh. The in-breath is going to bring us up. The exhale, we're not going to counter yet. We're just going to bring the sit bones to the heels, come to take a seat. Pause for a moment. Don't round forward now. I know you're tempted to. But just hang on a moment. We're going to do that one more time. Adding on for those who want. Okay. So the inhale is going to bring us up onto our knees again. Lift the sternum first. If you want, you'll let go and you'll hold onto the back of your ankles. There we go. Perfect. Now lift the sternum, send your hips forward. And we're getting this beautiful opening of the whole myofascial front line of the body. One more breath. And then release, sit bones down. There we go. We're going to counter this with a half rabbit. So round forward, keep your knees where they are. Round forward, bring the crown of your head to the mat. Niku's going to reach back and he's going to bind onto the outside blades of his feet. Personally, I like to have my toes tucked. Okay, half rabbit pose, crown of the head to the mat. He's going to lift up his sit bones. One more time, lift them all the way up. Exhale, release. Sit bones back to the heels, gently roll up. Thank you, I know that was a strong one. Sit bones to the side, bring your feet forward. And we're going to come onto our backs. Roll all the way down, and we're going to end with a supine twist. So we've done a lot to strengthen an open front and back line. We just want to release the side body. So arms to a capital T, palms face down. Inhale, he's going to float his feet. Okay, we're going to bend the knees. If you want a stronger practice, you are welcome to keep your legs straight, but I would recommend the knees are bent. Okay, to move, we're going to bring the hips to the left side. Set up the alignment of the spine. Lower the knees to the right. And then look over this left shoulder. Take a nice full breath in. And exhale, twist. And it's more important here that this left shoulder's on the mat than that your legs come down to the ground. And just twist out the thoracic spine, the abdominal organs. Transverse abdominal. One more breath. Inhale brings your gaze back to the sky. Knees through center. Hate on your friend for making her come to your class on TV, hips to the left, this side, knees to the right. I can't tell the difference from sides. Full breath in. Exhale, we're looking over the opposite shoulder. Breathe. Relax. You've done all the hard work at this point. One more. Change. Bring your gaze to the sky. Your legs follow. Wrap your arms around your legs. Make yourself into a little ball, stretch out the back line. And then release your arms and legs out wide. Find your Shavasana. Palms face up. Toes rotate out to the sides. And come to fully relax into the shape. Let your body surrender into the ground. We've done a lot of work today to strengthen, to stretch, to align. And just spend these next few breaths focusing on the lengthening of your exhale breath. So if you inhale for 2, exhale for 4. If you inhale for 6, exhale for 8. The whole body rests heavily. Then gently start to bring your awareness back to the subtle body, the energetic body, back to the physical. Start to invite movement by rolling your eyes around, wiggling your tongue across the back of the teeth. Your fingers, your toes get some movement, wrists and ankles. The in-breath extends the arms back, lengthens the legs forward, full body stretch, point your toes. Exhale, flexes the feet. Feel the lumbar spine press into the mat. Then sweep your arms round, bring your knees into your chest as you wrap your arms around your legs. Extend your right arm back behind you. Roll to the right side. Use your upper arm as a pillow. Left hand presses you back. And we'll meet in a comfortable seat, top of the mat. Let's bring the hands to prayer in front of the heart. with a moment of gratitude for these bodies, for this practice, for aligning our bodies so that we may compete better during training and on race day. I thank you all for joining us today. Namaste.